Okay, here we go. So we have a frequency technology that my partner took about 10 years and $12.5 million to develop. Yeah,
How do you improve water? I guess we just found out how.
exactly. I always had a very good positive outlook on life.
Hey, it's your host, Michael Dargie. I interview a lot of people on the show, but since 2006, my creative agency has been helping artists, entrepreneurs, and businesses like yours find, shape, and share your story so everyone gets it. In April 2025, my first book is being released that goes through the method I use called Branjitsu. No, there's no fighting. It's not that kind of jitsu, but there is a really great and cheesy metaphor. Visit branjitsu.com, join the list for my book, Branjitsu, Move Your Brand from Meh to Memorable. In this episode, I sit down with Krish Sidhu to explore Perform H2O and find out what happens when science meets hydration. 10 years of research and over $12 million in development, Krish shares how they designed water to optimize performance and recovery. Please welcome Krish Sidhu to the RebelRebel Podcast. Welcome to the Rebel Rebel. I'm your host, Michael Dargie, and somewhere across the world from me, I've got Krish Sidhu. Krish, how the hell are you?
I'm doing great. Great to have
Awesome.
Great to be on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Krish, just so that we know where in the world you are exactly, not exactly, we don't need to know the street address or anything, but where are you?
Based in Vancouver right now.
I love Vancouver.
Yes,
Outstanding. Okay, good. You can say hi to the Pacific Ocean for me later.
I will. I'll give it a nice little wave and maybe a dip. Let's see how the weather goes.
Nice. Krish, if you could, let's catch us up with what it is that you're up to right now. Business, life, that sort of thing.
Thank you. So my main my main baby that I'm nurturing right now is the Evolved Co.
Yeah.
Health and wellness lifestyle brand, and we're launching tech inspired and tech enhanced products to the market. Our first one to the market is our Perform H2O water, and that's been a big success. We did a soft launch over this last year,
I know.
and now doing our major launch this year. So it's quite exciting.
Oh, okay. Okay. So do you say tech enhanced?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so what does that mean? And what exactly is this product? And 'cause I know it's water. I
Yeah.
mean, I know that much.
Yeah. Okay. I'm about to blow your mind. Okay. Here we go. So we have a frequency technology that my partner took about 10 years and $12.5 million to develop. And what we do is we put a sticker on the side of the bottle, and that sticker's got like 1,050 nano layers in it, and it's got the frequency technology embedded in it, and it's programmed to energize or the outlying frequencies and the frequencies coming out from the tech hits the water, energizes the water, and makes it more soluble. So when you're drinking the water, it's literally the energetic state of it, and we improve the thermodynamics of it. And so when you drink it, you actually absorb more of the water, and all the minerals and electrolytes that are in the water now become more bioavailable.
What?
I know it's crazy stuff. It's really cool. Yeah.
What? Like, okay.
So
I
yeah.
how do you improve water? I guess we just found out how.
Exactly. It's very. I try not to get too excited about things especially when I'm working on projects, but this one's actually very exciting, and
Wow.
it's a game changer in the hydration and recovery space. And the applications for the technology are like enormous. Like for example, my T-shirt I'm wearing now is my logo on the T-shirt.
Yeah.
I've
Love
got a little.
octopuses.
I've got a little patch on the back here with a little disc in it, and that's got our frequency technology in it as well. So I now have like calming frequencies going into my body right now from the tech.
What?
Yeah, so we can program it to whatever output that we want to get the desired results we want to get. We can program it for that.
What the?
Yeah. So
Oh.
for wearables, for example, we can enhance performance, recovery, calmness, acuity. For the water, enhancing the solubility of the water. For like a skincare line, we can put anti-inflammatory frequencies, anti-anxiety frequencies in it. So there's a lot of different things we can do. It's pretty exciting.
I have so many questions.
Yeah.
So is this something that I could have like an app on my phone, and I could be like, I want to be, I want to improve my performance, so I'll just hit that frequency. Like, is it something that I'll
Uh,
have control over, or is not?
no, you won't have control over it. So the programming process, we have our manufacturing facilities in Europe.
Yeah.
And it's quite an in-depth process for the manufacturing, production, and programming of the technology.
Yeah.
So once it's programmed, there's no changing the programming. Like we can't
Oh, okay.
change the programming of this to enhance the water. It's different programming.
Got it.
So you won't be able to use it that way. But once you have the tech with you and stuff, it's pretty incredible. You really do see the results.
Man, okay, so do you need to plug in your t-shirt?
No, so here's the cool part, which is it sounds crazy, but it's just this is how science works. We take the Earth's atmospheric frequencies that are bouncing between the surface and the ionosphere. So right now, the air all around us is energetically charged. That's
Right.
our battery source. So the air, I know it's bananas. So the air literally hits our technology, excites it, and then we output to whatever we want to output. So it's continually working.
The hell?
Yeah. Fun stuff.
It I love living in the future.
Right? We are in the here and now in the
That
future,
is so rad, Krish. Holy
yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay, very cool. So,
thank you.
um, again, so many questions. So, what happens next for you, like in terms of rolling this out to the masses, or getting it in more people's hands?
So we're very excited to be doing our major launch this year. I have my big run being done right now. So hopefully within the next 30 to 45 days, we'll have the product available. Right now we have a little bit available, and we just did a soft launch on Amazon just to get it out to some people to try it. Now we're doing the full launch on 4 different platforms: on Amazon, on Walmart, on Unify, and on Shopify.
Oh wow.
And so, setting up all the affiliate programs and all that stuff. So we're going to push super hard online. In the same time, we're working on brick and mortar deals with the big retailers, and also talking to 4 different countries for international deals for expansion. So just
Damn.
pushing super hard on everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. How much is a bottle of water?
Retail 2.99. So
Th-
yeah, so not crazy.
That is not
Yeah,
crazy.
I wanted to make it super affordable. Like we're not obviously like a 5 cent bottle of water, and we're not like a $4 or $5 one that's not affordable for
Yeah.
most people. So we give everybody the biggest bang for their buck that they can get.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
All right, can I get some right now? Like, can I go to Amazon and
I think you can. Yeah, I think last time I checked, actually, I got a re up. Maybe I think we might have been sold out on Amazon right now, so I might have to
all right.
re up the shop a little bit. But yeah,
Okay, awesome. This is so exciting. I have, pardon me, so many sore joints and stuff from a lifetime of misadventure and
right.
adventure that I definitely need to try this out. Talk to me about your logo for a second, just because I'm a huge fan of the giant Pacific octopus.
Thank you. Me too. One of my favorites for sure. Yeah. So the logo for the Evolved Co. So that's the lifestyle brand logo.
Yeah,
When I was designing it and coming up with it, I wanted to be very mindful on a few different things. One is the octopus was like honestly one of my favorite creatures on the planet. I think they're very sentient and very like out of this world type alien type cool stuff. So
oh yeah, brother.
so when we started looking at branding and what we wanted to call the company and the ethos behind our company, the Evolved Co. or the Evolved Lifestyle Co. Octopus is literally the most evolved creature on the planet, with 9 brains and 3 hearts, and the adaptability and the intelligence and all that stuff. So it really represented what we stood for in the company. So it was kind of a no-brainer to make that and just design it into a very cool logo and nice and kind of clean lines and kind of like superhero kind of eyes on it, and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I'm a big Marvel and DC guy. I love all those things. So that was the design behind it, and also some kind of some subliminary some oh my god, not subliminary. Yeah, I think that's the right word, subliminary. Kind of mind tricks we're playing. So you kind of think you've seen this before from kind of like a Marvel's Hydra type of deal or a
Right.
James Bond
Sure.
Spectre. It's very relatable. You're like, oh yeah, I've seen that logo before, and actually had people when I came out with it a few years ago, been like, oh yeah, I've seen that. I love that logo. They're like, never seen it before.
Love
So
this.
it worked out really cool. So and from a wearable perspective, people love animals and love logos, and teams like the Bears, the Cubs, the Lions, the Tigers. People
Yeah.
are used to wearing animals for logos and stuff, so it fit a whole bunch of different parameters for us.
Man, that's awesome. That's Well done, sir.
Subliminal. That's the word I was trying to find. Subliminary. I don't know. Didn't have enough coffee this morning. Yeah, subliminal. That's what.
Subliminal. That's
There you go.
awesome. That's so cool. And I
Yeah.
love that uh, you're for the octopus. I got to tell you,
Thank you.
it's weird to me that most people don't realize how intelligent they are and how special they are.
Yeah.
So I've got some mad love there.
Oh,
Um,
thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, when you watch some of the documentaries, and obviously you've seen my octopus teacher and stuff like that,
yeah.
you're crying at the end of that movie, and they got the new stuff out on. I think it's on Disney. There's some new octopus documentaries on Disney. I don't know if you've
Oh
seen that. Oh yeah, they're
no.
fantastic. Yeah, it's just like wow, you like get blown away every more and more you watch them and learn about them and see stuff, and yeah, you
Yeah,
get really blown away. So very
that's cool. Are
intelligent.
are you a scuba diver at all?
I'm not, but I really want to. So
Yeah,
and like I said, we have like the biggest, best octopus literally off the coast here.
yeah.
And when they filmed the documentary on Disney, actually, they're like off the coast of British Columbia and Victoria, BC, and
Hmm.
all that stuff, and all the
Yeah,
biggest, best octopus are here. So yeah, it's cool.
yeah, yeah. I do a lot of diving on the west coast,
Oh, that's cool.
off Vancouver Island, and we would go specifically to places that have octopus dens,
Oh, that's so
and
cool. Did you
it's
get to
so
see
rad to
them?
die. Oh yeah, it's
Oh my
just
God, that's amazing.
wild to be like this far away from
Yeah,
them, and
that's so. I definitely want to do that. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
that's
awesome. You
so
got me all
cool.
inspired now. Next time you're out, we'll have to go. You have to take me.
Totally,
Yeah.
yeah, right on. Oh god. Okay, well, so thanks for catching us up here.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. I'd like to time travel in this show,
Yeah.
and I'd like to go back in time to, and I don't know how far back we're gonna go, but what happened to Krish along the way that made you who you are today
Oh man,
to
that's
start this
yeah.
company, or
Yeah,
like
do I
where did
live? I should lie down on the couch for this one, I think. But
I'll get my notebook out.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and speak to your inner child. So, I mean, listen, I was very blessed growing up. I had an incredible mom and dad, very strong family unit. It was myself, my mom and dad, and my sister who's a couple years younger than me,
Yeah.
and just had a very blessed childhood, very strong family unit, lots of support. For myself, I was always very active. My dad's a sports medicine doctor,
Oh, cool.
and so, like, literally from when I was a kid, he was training me and, like, swinging me up and down when I was like a kid and stuff, like getting all the fear out of my body and stuff. So,
Yeah.
for from a sports journey, I did soccer for 10 years when I was younger, volleyball, basketball, rugby all throughout high school. One athlete of the year.
Wow.
Did martial arts since I've been 10 years old. So I've been teaching and training for over 40 years now in martial arts.
Oh my
I
god.
did some dance back in the day, some hip hop and break dancing and all that stuff. So I love the arts. I love sports. I love all those things.
Yeah.
And looking back, I wasn't as mindful of this when I was going through that because you just don't know any better. But you're in an incredibly high level energetic state when you're doing all of those things. And
Yeah.
now that I'm older and more mindful, I'm working with like frequencies and energies and all that kind of stuff. Um, I'm like, oh, this is what's happening to my body and how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking and how I'm being affected and how I'm reacting. Those are all different energetic states that you're going in, and I noticed that people say, "Oh, Chris, do you believe in energies?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course. Like we are energy. That's what's running our body."
Yeah.
But when I look back now, it's like, "Oh yeah, okay. My energetic state was like this through this and like this through that." And it gives a really good perspective on where I'm at now. I always had a very good positive outlook on life,
Mhm.
and I think that was helped from the base that I had. But I know a lot of people who had a strong family unit and then, like, went off the rocker and stuff. So
Sure.
I think it's an individual journey, but I think that when I went through what I've gone through in my life, even through all the tough times, because there's been a ton of those, I was able to weather those storms because I built this confidence in this energetic state of like a very zen but like ready to cut heads off at the same time. It's a weird dynamic to have, but
Yeah.
when you build your confidence up from sports or martial arts or whatever, you never have to front, you never have to show, you never have to like be a big shot
Yeah.
because you have the confidence in yourself to just handle stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that was without technically realizing it at the time while I was going through all that, I was building that in myself, and that's really come out through all the things I do in life. Like this doesn't happen, and this deal didn't go through, and this funding didn't happen, and the business was shitty today, and my girlfriend this, and my friends that, like nonstop, you know, negative stuff happening to you. But you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm handling this, and everything's still okay, and I'm still very blessed, and you have perspective. So I
Yeah.
think going through all that stuff, and especially that training, really helped me for what I'm doing now in my life.
Wow. Have you always been an entrepreneur?
I think so. Yeah, I worked for, when I started working, at the mall working for like a sports store, because like,
Yeah, yeah.
I liked it because I got discounts and all the stuff. So my all my paycheck went to buying all
Of
my
course.
stuff. But
That's how they get you.
very quickly, we started like my background's in land development and construction. I built single family high end homes for about 20 years
Oh wow.
and worked with my old boss, and then really came on to manage and run the show and have my own construction company. So the drive to always be like that, and I'm a bit of a rebel and a bit of a bullheaded guy, so I'm very good at taking direction, but I don't like to be told what to do. It's a weird dynamic. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I got it, but okay, don't tell me what to do. Let me go do it. So I could. It's a weird scenario, but I've always been like kind of a go getter. I love working in stressful situations and handling difficult things and creating. I think so that really worked well in the construction biz, and then
Yeah.
I went on to another few ventures in the medical technology space, and I've been in the cannabis space for 13 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I currently have some shops in Vancouver that are running and
Oh,
and
which
working
ones?
on some global cannabis deals. My one shop's called Trinity Tree Cannabis
Nice.
out by UBC. Yeah, we've been the UBC shop for about 7, 8 years. 8 years now. We've been out there. So
Wow.
I was actually the first. Uh, Cannabis dispensary, and back then it was medical, to get a business license from a major municipality, the first one in Canada to get a major
Wow.
yeah, so it was made kind of national news. It was a kind of a big deal. And then we have since transitioned to the recreational space. So I've got that one and partnered in another one called Catsalano Cannabis right down by Kitts Beach. So that's another
That's
good one as
smart.
well. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Man, you got your fingers in a lot of pies.
I do. Yeah, there's more, but we can maybe jump on a couple more, but yeah.
Yeah, let's shout out. Let's find
So
out.
listen, I'm very excited. So I've always been into the arts, and I have a lot of really great friends in the movie biz and the acting biz and stuff. So I've always been connected to that, and so I'm EPing my first movie, executive producing my first movie. We started filming in about a month. Yeah,
Congrats.
I had some partners bring me on board, and I can't say too much about it, but it's going to be a very exciting project. It's a cannabis thriller, which never been done before, and kind of think Pineapple Express meets The Walking Dead,
Oh
kind
my
of
god.
something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be bananas. So, a really cool cast, really good storyline. The director's phenomenal. We got some really good star power in it. So,
Oh my
that's
god.
just something that fell in my lap from. I'm a strong believer in relationships,
Yeah.
and wherever you go, you have that good energy. Look to serve people and give to people, and then you really get a lot of stuff back. So I met one of the stars of the movie. I sponsored one of their events with my water. I brought it in, and I was
Oh
at the
nice.
event. I was able to go and attend the sponsored event, and it was a very family environment, very cool, and just hit it off. And we had seen each other in a couple events after that, and they're normally not outside. I'm like, you guys are outside tonight? He's like, yeah, they'll put the baby to sleep and we're outside. So I was like, all right, cool. And just started chopping it up a little bit. It's like, Krish, what else do you do? I said, I'm in the cannabis space. He's like, really? You're in the cannabis space? And we hadn't never talked about it. It was always about the water and the evolved lifestyle and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And so within a week, he's like, bro, you got to meet my director. We're doing this film and all this stuff. And it just like, hit together like
Oh
crazy.
my god.
Yeah, it was very cool, and just energetically has come together so nicely. And now I'm one of the major partners on the film, and we're rocking and rolling, and away we go. So
Oh my
yeah, so
god.
it's
That's
very
so
cool.
dope.
Yeah, so we film
Uh,
it. Start filming in a month, and a couple weeks
uh,
got the schedule down and learning all the ropes and like in production meetings and
oh my
listening to all
god.
the going through the script and checking out the shot lists and all that kind of stuff. So
Oh my
yeah, it's
god.
a lot of fun.
Congratulations,
Thank
man.
you,
I'm
thank you.
so stoked
Yeah,
for you.
yeah, it's gonna be good.
Oh my god. Okay. Um oh, I want okay. And you guys are clearly filming in Vancouver because it's a mecca.
We're actually filming in Manitoba. For a
What?
lot of it. Yeah, so the
Really?
film's based, with a Chicago storyline, so we'll be doing some
Oh,
on-site stuff in Chicago, but we're
okay.
actually gonna be filming in Manitoba just because of the tax credits that
Tax
they're in,
credits, yeah.
and location-wise, we did some scouting, and it really mirrors Chicago really well, and we're doing a lot of, like the way we're shooting it is very kinda, like, tight shots,
Mm,
so,
mhm.
not and the broad landscape stuff we'll do in Chicago, but yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Rad. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
All right. Congrats. I can't wait. We're gonna have you back,
Oh, yeah,
obviously, to talk about
for sure. For sure, we'll come back, yeah.
how this all plays
On the
out.
ready to launch stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Oh man. Okay, so imagine, if you will, that you're down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where you like to. Maybe you're down at the park, walking through the park 'cause it's so gorgeous down there.
Yeah.
And you're thinking to yourself, "Oh man, I just wish the world knew this one thing." What is the one thing that you wish the world knew?
Hmm. Well, selfishly, it's my water, and
Yeah.
unselfishly, it's my water, and here's why. Most people are chronically dehydrated. Doesn't matter how much water you're drinking, your body can't absorb it because the water's energetically dead. And
Okay.
so what we're doing is so game changing and so great for people's health and wellness,
Yeah.
that I think that, like, it's a very selfish thing to say because I want to make a ton of money and do all the stuff, but
Yeah.
at the same time I'm helping so many people, and that's really like my parameters of work. I like to make lots of money, help lots of people, and have lots of fun. Those are my three parameters that I like to look at projects with.
I might
And
steal that.
so, yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's a good one. It's, if you have those 3 things, I mean, you're
Yeah.
never working. You're just, like,
Right.
enjoying and doing cool stuff. And so, I think that's, like, the one main one. If I can get this out to everybody, generally, people like, the side effect of drinking our water is you feel better because you're
Right.
clinically better hydrated and your body functions properly. When you're dehydrated, you're under a low lying level of stress, and those stressors trigger other illnesses in your body, especially a lot of neurological stuff. So, that's the selfish version
Yeah.
of me saying, and then also the unselfish one because I'm really helping a lot of people. So,
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah.
Uh, do you just to go back to the water for a second, yeah, or stay on the water for a second? Is it a hard sell to help people understand that this is a real thing, not magical?
Sort of, because it doesn't sound real. I'm
Yeah.
telling you the air is powering the thing and the water's in it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that sounds like garbage, It doesn't sound real. Space magic, as Thor would say. So,
Yeah. Nice.
thank you. But actually when you drink our water, it's like, oh, this feels different. Like literally the liquid, the thermodynamics of the liquid when it hits your tongue. People
Yeah.
say it has a taste. People say it feels thicker, it feels smoother. Like it's a very weird and cool scenario to watch people drink the water and be like, oh, wait a minute, is this?
Mm.
It tastes like berries, and I read like tastes like kind of like something. Yeah, it's like nope, there's no flavor in there. That's just how it's hitting your
Wow.
tongue. Yeah, it's cool. So, um, they get it right away, and then when you do, we have a ton of real world dynamics that we've gone through with people training with it. We also, of course, we have our clinical trials and our hydration studies, so we have a ton of science backing it up.
Okay.
Yeah, and duplicatable results. Uh, are the science that we did, the clinical trial, I had to learn all this, has a p value of 0.05, which
Okay.
means that it's statistically significant. That means if you do it with 1,000 people or 10,000 people or a million people, you'll get the same percentage results, which is very, very cool. So, the quick science behind what we did is almost 90% of the athletes, when they went through their 90-minute workout, not only did they not dehydrate, but they rehydrated so much quicker that they were more hydrated at the end of their workout than when they started, which is like unheard of.
What?
Unheard of. Yeah, it's crazy. So what that means from a human performance level is that when your blood plasma volume stays up, when you're fully hydrated, plasma volume stays high, muscles are fully oxygenated, getting all the minerals, electrolytes, all the stuff they need to fire consistently. That means you're at peak performance throughout the entire exercise.
Wow.
And the flip side of that, and I learned all this from my dad from sports medicine, is that when you're at peak performance and you haven't depleted your body, now your recovery time is much quicker, and also your injury prevention is much higher. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clearly,
So
I'm
game
ordering a
changer.
case of this.
I know, right? It's very cool stuff. Um, so when people use it, like I had guys use it in the gym for training. It's like, Krish, okay, this is like, all right, I'm gonna try it and see if it works.
Yeah.
And my buddy was like, bro, after his workout, he's like, bro, I was squatting today, and he squats pretty. I was doing my 280s, and usually I have to rest for at least like I don't know, a minute, let's call it. I
Yeah.
think it was a minute, he said, between sets. He's like, I was banging out sets every 30 seconds. And I felt so good today. I was doing 300s and banging out my sets of 300s. And my recovery was crazy. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds super cool. I
Yeah.
was in the UFC Fit gym in Vegas over Super Bowl. We did a pop up there, and I had this one big dude. He must have been about 260 on the treadmill, and I saw him while we were there and setting up. And he spent
Yeah.
about an hour on the treadmill, and you can see him like, oh, he was like exhausted.
Yeah.
And he came down on the table. Was like, all right, buddy, what is this stuff? And I told him the water. He's like, okay, I got to go do an hour workout still on weights, and I'll let you know if this shit works. That's what he said. I'm like, all right, let's go. So he took a bottle with him.
Yeah.
15 minutes later, he came back, grabbed another bottle. I'm like, he's like nods at me like this, and he goes away. He did his hour workout, and I saw him just killing it. And he was standing up in his chest, and he came back so energized. He had drank 3 bottles of water throughout that time, and he came back and was like, how much for the whole table? That's literally what he said. I'm like, bro, here's a case, here's a gift. Just keep ordering it from us. And
Yeah.
he was blown away by it. It was pretty cool. So yeah, it was great to
Wow.
see in real life.
I'm sure you must, but there must be a patent on this thing.
So we didn't patent it. My partner decided to. It's a trade secret and
Oh, okay.
and very proprietary. So there's my partner Joseph who developed it,
Yeah.
and 3 of his scientists. Those are the 4 people on the planet that know how this works.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's very unique. So and we're about if somebody wanted to try and figure it out and do it, they're about 10 years and $12.5 million behind us. So we're not too worried about competition
God, that's cool.
here.
That is. Oh my.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Fun stuff.
um, what's something that I mean? You're a man of many talents and interests for sure. What's something that you do just for Krish? Like, what's a guilty pleasure for Krish?
I love walking my dog. I have a little Frenchie. He's 5 years old. He's like a little snuggly little bat pig. He's so cute, and it's like kind of like my zen. Just like okay, that's the day. I'll maybe do a couple calls, catch up with people, but just taking the dog for a walk's a nice little thing. And he's always the little rock star. Everybody's loving him. Like, oh, hi, how are you? You're so cute. So that's nice to get that interaction. I try to stay as fit as possible, working out for myself. um, Breathing is a huge thing that people don't understand from my martial arts journey and from my health journey. If you learn how to breathe properly, it solves most of your problems in life, just like stress levels and cortisol levels and all that stuff. So,
Oh,
breathing, it sounds silly, but breathing is such a huge component to a healthy, balanced Zen life. If you learn some of those techniques, is huge. So, I love, like I said, I love like going to the movies, hanging out, just chilling. I watch,
yeah.
I've seen John Wick like 1,000 times. I watched John Wick 1, 2, 3, 4, and watch him just destroy everybody, and that's very zen for me, honestly. Watching Keanu just like murder everybody
Yeah.
is like just very like this feels good. So, you know, little things like that is that's my vibe.
I love Keanu and I love the John Wick series. I was not a huge fan of number 4 though. I couldn't. I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I just let myself not judge anything and
Right.
just go with
Totally.
it and be like, okay, this is actually pretty awesome. And this,
Yeah.
like, how much more can you take? And it's just like
I know.
nonstop stairs, all these 202 stairs. No, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. No,
yeah,
he's a champion.
yeah. And then
Love that
the
guy.
cast is so great. Donnie, I love Donnie, and he's just like so brilliant in everything he's
Yeah,
done. So yeah, it's really good.
that's wicked. What's your go-to meal? Like, what is a Krish? This is my happy place.
So I've been veggie for probably I think it's 7 years now. I just
Oh,
literally
congrats.
stopped. I didn't go quite full vegan. A little butter and cheese sneaks in now and then, and so I'm not too crazy about it. But yeah, I haven't been eating meat or any fish or anything for and like full like actual eggs. If there's egg and stuff, I'm not too worried about it. So yeah, it's just depends on the day of what I need to eat to get my
Okay.
my proteins in and stuff. But there's a ton of stuff, a lot of different options now for if you want to live a healthy veggie lifestyle and still get the stuff you need. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it does. It
awesome.
just all depends.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my folks went vegan a couple years ago
Yeah,
for health reasons, and oh my god, they look great.
yeah,
They're like
that's great.
they're in it to win it, and it's inspiring. And I've really got to get back on the veggie wagon because I much prefer eating vegetables.
Yeah, I mean, and literally, and listen, to each their own. If the meat thing's working for you, eat the meat.
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
I'm a big animal lover, so I love animals. And then I watch too many documentaries. And I'm like, oh my god, okay, I just got to
Yeah,
stop eating them for a while. And
good for you.
yeah, and just continued. And I was okay. I was craving chicken and bacon for the first 6 months. I was like, where can I get some bacon and chicken? But then that went away, and uh, uh, ethically and energetically I feel good and I'm not,
Yeah,
murdering and killing things. But I understand the circle of life and all that stuff. But so to each their own, but this works for me. So
love it.
yeah.
That's cool. Do you do much reading?
Not as much as I probably should, or I was an avid reader when I was younger, but I find that my brain, this is one of my things, my brain works too much and I have
Yeah,
so much going on. I find like I can get into a book, and if the book's really sitting with me, like there's one I think it was Power of Success. I think it was a very good book for what I'm doing, very relatable to the business I'm doing now.
okay.
I was like, "Oh shoot!" Like I'm getting into it and I'm reading it, and it was really good. But in general, I'm like, "All right, I'll read a few little things, and then I got always something to do, or I'd rather just sleep." That gives me more, I think. So,
Yeah,
but I do when I find something good to read, I do like getting into it.
love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Man, what is what is something that people don't know about you that you're willing to share?
Hmm. I think they don't see all the punches to the face I've taken in life because I'm just very like smiley and happy
Yeah,
go lucky and all that stuff. But, I've been through a ton of traumas in life, a ton of business ventures that, I've made millions. I've also lost millions. And the times that I've lost millions were more devastating, not from the money standpoint, but from what happened for the business relationships or the
yeah,
friendships that were there and stuff. And those are very heartbreaking, but also incredible learning moments. But
yeah,
they really like, there was some stuff that I did with some partners who came on board and I treated those guys like family. And that's my nature is just bring people in and okay, let's go together, let's work together, let's do it.
yeah,
And, you can't do that with everybody. So I was, probably a little more trusting back in the day. And I think that, just because you see the smile on my face, and that's with most people, I think, but like what you had to do to get here to become this strong, confident, establish all the bells and whistles, whatever you're saying, person
yeah,
took like thousands of push-ups and thousands of punches to the faces of life and that like and I think that's very character building, also at the same time very humbling because you learn that you don't know very much, and there's
yeah,
always more to learn. But I think people just don't quite feel that or understand that so much, and not that they should, but I don't know. Hopefully that kind of answered the question.
yeah.
I guess
That
it's not
does it.
like it's not
Yeah,
like, oh, I have a third arm that I hide. It's not
I have a
something weird.
dorsal fin.
Something, yeah, yeah. I can breathe underwater, but that'd be
Yeah.
cool to hang with the
Right,
octopus. But yeah,
totally cool.
yeah,
Oh shit, that's awesome. Um, uh, Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
yeah. I do like pineapple on pizza. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
I'm down
okay.
for it.
Good.
Yeah.
This I don't know. This could be divisive. Favorite strain of cannabis?
This is an interesting one because I've never smoked.
Aha, okay.
I only sell it. Yeah. So I've just been like that my whole
Don't
life.
smoke your stash.
Yeah, I'm not getting high off my own supply. That's for sure. But the shout out here to Snoop is here's the thing. So I said the first blunt I ever hit has to be passed from Snoop. So that's a and I also added in the later days now Wiz Khalifa as well because Wiz is super cool. So
Yeah.
If Super Wiz passes it, then that'll be the first blunt I hit. But until then, I'm good. So
The lean,
yeah,
clean,
yeah.
water machine.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I've been that way my whole life. Like my whole life, I never drank, never smoked, no any drugs. Haven't tried anything.
Huh.
In the last about 10 years, I started drinking a little bit now and then on occasion with some friends or whatever. But it's never really sat with me or benefited me in any way.
Yeah.
I do want to try mushrooms though. I tried a little bit. I took like the microdosing, didn't do anything.
Microdose.
I don't
Yeah.
know what's wrong with my body. I don't feel anything. Um, and then I tried a couple grams and it just
A
made me
couple
yeah,
grams.
yeah, yeah, a couple grams. I don't know what they were. I don't know, black Amazonians. I think they were pretty
Okay.
potent, but it just made me like a little. I laughed at some jokes, maybe a little harder. I would laugh at jokes anyway, so I don't know. So I want to
Oh,
go on a very transformative, like take
yeah.
like ten
Like,
grams and just like be in the forest and do.
oh,
I'm down. I'm open to doing that kind of stuff. So when
nice.
you watch all the documentaries on Netflix and how the neural pathways and do all the stuff, I'm like a strong believer in all that natural science and natural
Yeah.
medicine. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
and
how was it? Ayahuasca.
ayahuasca, yeah.
Ayahuasca.
That
Yeah.
one seems a little harsher to me. I hear some interesting journeys on those from people that are like, oh my god,
Journeys.
I was puking in a tent for 3 days. I'm like, that's not
Yeah.
really my vibe.
That doesn't sound
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, I'd rather be a little like watching the tree grow in the forest is more
Yeah.
my vibe. Yeah, and
100%.
I
Or
can
like
see the
feeling.
wind, like what's happening, So
Oh, you're an interesting cat,
oh well,
Krish.
I try, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah,
I love it.
say all the buzzwords and sound cool. Sound cool, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so there's these people out in the world, and you've done a lot of stuff. So I think that you're in a great position to answer this question or to share something. We call them rebels in waiting, and maybe I like to say it. It's kind of like Wiley Cody when he steps off the ledge,
Yeah.
and he's there for a second before he realizes that there's
Yeah.
nothing there. He's got the little sign. So these rebels in waiting, what advice would you give them to, I don't know, help them on their journey?
So one of the quotes I love, and this is very applicable to life, is it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And
Oh,
you need to always be ready. And if you can be capable and strong, and honestly, from a man's point of view, capable of extreme violence and mayhem and chaos,
uh-huh.
and then you never use it, you're like life is like this for you.
Yeah.
It's an incredible feeling to have. Um, and this like listen, I've been doing this for 40 years. So like this like the teaching and training of it. There's a lot of podcasts and see a lot of guys talk about it. If you're a weak person and you don't hurt people, it's that's not because you're a good person. It's just you're not a capable person. But if
Right.
you're capable of extreme violence and extreme chaos and extreme stuff and you never use it and you have that control and that power that's harnessed that fuels everything else you want and can do in life. And when you're capable, your confidence is here, and that means that you're even if you don't know something you can figure it out, or you're like, listen, I don't know this, I need help, and you can call your help in to help you, and you don't lose yourself in that. You stay like the rock star that you are. So I think for young men especially, I think there's an epidemic right now of of the lack of young strong men, and keeping themselves in a very kind of hardcore like let's go get them state, and we become very soft in this kind of weird dynamics of narratives that we've been spun lately.
Yeah.
And I think that um, women are safer with strong men around. Men are stronger and safer with strong men around. Kids are stronger and safer with strong men around. Um, Now, women are extremely powerful, and literally everything we do is for women anyway. They're the loves of our lives and why what we love to protect and to serve. So they have their superpowers that they're incredibly gifted with, and so do we. And I think there's been a lot of mixing of the both, and I think it's affected a lot of people growing up with the mixed messaging of, you can do this and we can do this and we're all equal and we're all this and we're not. And you really have to come down to the basis of that. And I think for young men, especially growing up, you have to build yourself. Be ready. Take punches to the face. Do all the push-ups. Do all the hard stuff, because a hard training makes an easy life. No training makes a hard life.
Right.
So which one do you want? It's all hard.
Yeah.
Life is hard. It's all going to be
all
hard.
hard.
Which hard do you want? Do you want the hard training and easy life? Or do you want the easy training and hard life? It's up to you to choose. Yeah.
That is a hell of a button to put on this show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Krish, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
My
This
pleasure.
has been
My pleasure.
eye-opening. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Great being here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's me again. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you're an artist, entrepreneur, or business owner who believes your brand can be more than it is, head over to brandjitsu.com and join the list to get your copy of my book, Brand Jitsu, Move Your Brand from Meh to Memorable. I've been your host, Michael Dargie, and this has been the RebelRebel Podcast. It's a podcast for creative rebels and entrepreneurs all over the world. And hey, if you're a rebel or you know a rebel, why don't you head on over to the RebelRebelPodcast.com and fill out our guest request form. Share or subscribe wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And thanks so much for listening. Until next time.